A dressing, a parking, a camping, a baby foot, a planning. Do you know how to use these English words? If you think so, think again. This video will explore these words and tell you why you're probably incorrectly using these words. Let's go. So welcome back to the channel. As always, a quick reminder, we're here with the Balkan School. We're a language school based in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. All our contact details can be found in the video description below, so don't hesitate to get in touch. Now, back to business. So these 5 words which I introduced at the beginning are in the category of what we call false Anglicisms. So what's a false Anglicism? These are words which you perhaps use in your language, foreign language, it's not English. And when you speak this language, you sometimes use these English words. And in fact, they're not correct when you speak English. They're words which have been transformed in your language to mean something which they don't originally mean in English. So they're very dangerous. You think you're using an English word, and if you use this to a native speaker, we don't understand what you mean. Now, French native speakers, I'm looking at you particularly. We're based in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, so we're familiar with French, and these are words which come up very regularly. I don't know if this is the case with other languages. It would be great to hear if that's the case. So any speakers of other languages, if you could let me know in the comments section below, that would be great. Okay, so let's tackle these one by one. So for the format, each time I'll give you an example of how this is commonly incorrectly used. I'll explain why it's incorrect and then give you an example of how to correctly use these words. First example, I have a big dressing in my house. So what you probably mean when you say I have a big dressing in my house, or what most French native speakers mean in any case, is a place to store your clothes. Now in English, a place to store your clothes, it's called a dressing room or a walk-in closet. But a dressing, the word just a dressing on its own, it's the sauce that you put on your salad. Okay, so it's completely different. You dress your salad with the sauce. So if you say you have a big dressing in your house for your clothes, it's very confusing. So in reality, our example sentence should say, I have a big dressing room in my house, or I have a big walk-in closet in my house. And the word dressing you could use in a different context. Perhaps in a restaurant you order a salad and the waiter would ask you, what dressing would you like on your salad? Be careful, you don't keep the clothes in your house in a dressing. Next up, our second example sentence which is incorrect. I will meet you in the parking. Now, parking in English, it's an activity. It's the activity of parking your car. Okay, it's not a place. It's not somewhere you can go. It's something that you do. Okay, the verb is to park and the activity is parking. So, in fact, when you say parking, what you want to say is the car park. In British English, my English, or in the US, they say a parking lot. So the example sentence should say, I will meet you in the car park, or I will meet you in the parking lot. You can choose British English, American English, we understand both. And to use the word parking correctly, you might say something like, I'm not very good at parking. To say the activity, it's difficult for me. So again, be careful. This one we understand if you use it incorrectly. It just doesn't sound good. If you say, I'll meet you in the parking, we understand, but if you're aiming to speak English well, try and use the correct words. It sounds much better. So number 3, it's a similar style mistake to number 2. And the example sentence is, I'm going to a new camping this summer. Camping here, it's the complicated word. It's similar to parking in that camping, it's the activity of sleeping in a tent. So camping, it's an activity. It's something that you do. You go camping. It's not a place where you can go. In English, when you describe the place where you camp or go camping, it's a campsite. So you would say, I'm going to a new campsite this summer. And to correctly use the word camping, you would say, I love to go camping in different campsites. You can use both here. I love camping, the activity, in different campsites, the place where you go camping. Number 4 on the list. This one's very strange. This one's very confusing for a native English speaker if you say this. The example is, do you want to play babyfoot? Now in English, babyfoot, it's the feet of a baby. If you ask me if I want to play babyfoot, I think you want me to play with the feet of your baby, or I'm not sure, maybe it's some strange game that I'm not aware of, but it doesn't mean table football. And this is what you imagine. This is because in French you say baby foot to mean table football. I don't know if this is in other languages. I'd be curious to find out. So as I said, please leave comments to let me know if that's the case or not. But in any case, when you say baby foot in French, in English, in the UK would say table football. And in the US, I think they say foosball. I've heard this on TV, and according to the internet, this is what you say. I don't know if there are any Americans or people familiar with American English out there. Again, it would be great to know if that's correct or not. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Pop comments in the section below to let me know. That would be great. Thanks. So our example sentence should say, do you want to play table football, or do you want to play foosball? And babyfoot, I don't know how you can use this word in English. It's very strange. I don't really have an example sentence where you could say the word babyfoot. It's very literal if you say this. Maybe your baby has a problem with its foot, but it's certainly not a game that I'm aware of. So be careful. You could come across as a little bit strange if you use this incorrectly with people. Finally, on our list for today, the example is, I need to check my planning. Again, we have a word here, planning, and we're here in English when we use this word, we're speaking about the activity of making a plan. It's not an object, it's not a thing. What you want to say in this sentence, I need to check my planning, what you want to say, you have some different options. I need to check my schedule, I need to check my diary, I need to check my agenda. This is the document where you write your notes, or maybe if you're organising a seminar or a workshop, then maybe you would have an agenda with the different points for today, everything that you have planned for the day. But the document itself, it's not called a planning. 3 options: schedule, agenda, diary, maybe calendar too. And you would correctly use planning in a sentence like this. This trip requires a lot of planning. The activity of planning. Okay, you need to take time to plan. And this is planning. It's not a thing, not an object, not somewhere that you can refer to. Okay, that's it for today. So as I said, French native speakers, I'm really looking at you. Be careful with these. Try to avoid these mistakes in the future. If you have other examples, it would be great to hear about them. As always, thanks for your support. Like, subscribe, share with family and friends. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and we'll be back soon. Take care.